just begun with salt. So what the hell, you know?
Well put. Yes, I resemble that remark.
That's right. Salt is only just getting started. Student athletes leading tomorrow, Damian and Emily in the studio. And Damian, thank you again for coming to my rescue.
No, just a pleasure to be here. I love your program. It's an honor to be here, CJ. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, I was meaning, the other day, because I don't know how it works, and I had a last-minute thing that came up schedule-wise, and some parents were really needing training that day and said, Damian, I don't know who to call or what to do, and within 10 minutes, I had practice figured out. It's amazing. That pitch is wonderful.
Thank you. It's neat to see that it's being utilized, that there are individuals and organizations that are activating the space. That was the vision. Mm-hmm. And so to see it come to pass is gratifying.
And thank you to Lindsay Younger, too, for being there for me. I have to get that out. But you know what I think's good about that? Just picking up on that, if you drive by, there's club teams, there's recreational teams out there, but even just individuals with a pickup game. And that's what I think's so cool about this.
That was the idea behind the program. We partner with the U.S. Soccer Foundation and their Safe Places to Play program. Their goal is to identify underutilized spaces and to activate those spaces. Obviously, the predominant activity is soccer. But like you said, I was driving by one day and my eye was drawn to the pitch. There were a group of young men out there playing street hockey, like inline hockey skates.
There you go.
I had to go over there and just watch the game, and it was so just gratifying. That's exactly what we want to see.
The way it's built, too, is perfect for that type of stuff, because if it was built any other way, there's concern probably of, is the ball going to go through, break a net or anything. But the way you guys set this up, it's literally meant to be used at any time.
That's exactly it. It's a robust, system that can sustain, a multitude of activities. And that's another thing that we were very proud of in developing, that space, and to see what's, I guess it's activated in terms of additional redevelopment. We have the pickleball courts now, as well as tennis. And the space that once only supported tennis now has, like futsal or soccer. We've got, street hockey.
Right, the soccer tennis. That's pretty fun, too.
Soccer tennis on the pickleball courts. So in one fell swoop, we've created a multi kind of disciplinary space that can support a multitude of activities. That's value for your dollar. So.
Well, and Emily, what are your thoughts about all of this developing and just the work that Damian Salt and the whole group, have been able to develop here the last few years?
I think it's really exciting. Damian came to me with this great idea that he had already kind of envisioned. He did one of those picture this kind of gestures, and I was like, all right, following along.
Sicily, 40 years ago.
Really, it's the broad, it's the right. Everybody knows you. That's the thing. I can't walk anywhere without somebody knowing you. But yeah, it's been amazing that he came to SIUE's STEM Center and asked if we could partner. And the STEM Center, in case you're not familiar with it, we are we're a research center at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. We have 3 different aspects to our programming. We have a STEM education research, we have outreach, and we have an educational library.
Wow.
So one of the greatest, and we kind of joke about it being a well-kept secret, is we have a resource library. And one of the things we have are Spike Prime robot sets, and they're available for checkout for anybody. So our regular clients are scout leaders. We work with the YWCA. We work with Boys and Girls Clubs.
When you say robots, like what is, just because I maybe need some more clarity, like an actual set you can build a robot?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have several different kinds. The one that we're going to use, it's the
This is incredible.
Yeah. Like I said, we're like this little jewel on the campus.
I'm not being patronizing or funny. I didn't know that's all kind of what was involved with this group.
Right. Yeah. So what we're going to use is the STEM Center owns 15 Lego kits that are called Spike Prime. And we're going to be utilizing those robot sets for the students to build and then program robots that are going to then use, we have data loggers too, so they're going to log the swing, the angle, the velocity, and then the soccer players are going to be teaching them the physical body movements of the soccer players. When you go and how do you angle your kick? What velocity do you need? What force? And then we're going to mimic that with our robots. So the kids are getting that kind of value added.
That's incredible. So let's break this down a little bit just because I mean, this is really cool. So these robots, are going to be built by the individual.
The students.
And they're going to be able to program this based off of their own attributes on what their techniques are and everything else, correct?
Yep, that's the idea.
Whoa.
It's really a neat marriage of the sport, but also the science involved in sport.
It is. That's what needs to be talked about more. Remember when ESPN did that thing with Ronaldo?
With the sports science special.
That
I used to
was
watch that all the
amazing. It's insane. It gets kids excited about this stuff.
There was a segment that they did on sports science about Steph Curry.
Yeah.
What makes Steph Curry so proficient at 3-point shots? And they broke down his release. And by science, they determined that it was the ideal launch angle to propel the ball and have it come in with the highest probability of it entering the circle, entering the rim. There was a science to, his efficiency as a 3-point shooter. That was so cool.
Well, it's also on top of that too, Damian. It's a way we can perfect our own techniques too, because if we're programming a robot, maybe we're looking at things. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but you can go, man, actually, I'm going to take a little bit of note in that and try to utilize this, because if it's working for the robot, it's got to be working for us.
That's exactly it. And for those students who fall in love with soccer, it gives them another perspective about their game. It could help them to to kind of delve deeper into their technique. But beyond that, the children who may I guess our program could spark an interest or passion for soccer. It's really not about that so much. It's about exposing kids to a new activity for most of them, to get exposed to soccer. And then the neat thing about our program that I think is a differentiator is the coaches or the teachers of the soccer skills and drills will be SIUE men's and women's soccer players.
Oh, cool. That's even better.
It's a service learning program for the student athletes to engage the broader community, the children within that community, and share their knowledge and expertise with these children.
Yeah.
And so it's a coaching and mentoring kind of opportunity for the student athletes. And it's neat because I was watching a television news program yesterday. There were some university students from Washington, D.C. that had come here. I think it was Howard University that had come to St. Louis to engage some high school students, I think at Sumner, during their spring break, just to connect with the students, mentor them, talk about their experiences as college students and their particular areas of specialty at the university. And they interviewed one of the young men, high school students, and he expressed enthusiasm and excitement for just the opportunity to meet and talk to college students.
Yeah.
He was so excited about that and so happy that college students came to their school to talk to them. And I thought how appropriate, because it was the day before this opportunity to appear on your show, to talk about what we hope to create with our Cougar Kickbots is the name of our program.
I love it.
Thank you. There was a lot of workshopping.
Yeah, a lot of ideating among myself and the staff to come up with something catchy, and that's what we've come up with.
And this goes into the greater STEM conversation because, my generation that maybe was newer, like STEM was kind of the buzzword when I was in 7th grade and stuff, and it was the new shiny toy. We don't realize what STEAM really involves now, if it's okay to use. Is STEAM kind of the new thing now or whatever? But it's so important because, Damian, like you were saying, with soccer and getting kids just involved in this new idea, it goes beyond that, because how many people do you know that just love sports and they love to be a part of the team, but just like, I would love to play basketball, I'm never going to be a point guard just because of the way God made me, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But with STEM, you could learn so many things to help that basketball organization or help that soccer organization and still be a part of that new team with the evolutions of STEM.
That's an interesting point you're making, because one of the aspects that we hope to kind of integrate into this program, there is a rivalry soccer game here in St. Louis called the Bronze Boot Game, where SIUE plays SLU.
Course, yes.
And now that we have an MLS team and stadium, they play the games down at the MLS stadium. So what we hope to do is have the young people from the middle school who participate in our Cougar Kickbots program will be able to go take a field trip to the MLS stadium, prior to the game, they'll be able to tour the stadium.
They won't leave.
I know, it's exciting.
They won't leave. It's too beautiful.
It's a beautiful stadium. They'll get a chance to see all the technology that supports the operation of the stadium, the Jumbotron and all the lights and all the technology, the STEM associated with, with running a major sports stadium, but they'll be able to stay and watch their coach mentor that taught them in the Cougar Kickbox program. They'll be able to watch their coach mentor play in a college soccer game.
That's incredible.
So it's going to be so much fun.
It's a full deal. I mean,
it's a great way to put a bow on a package of a great program that we hope to be a sustaining program. We don't want this to be one and done. We want this to be an ongoing program within our Alton School District. And we're not limited to soccer. We can use any sport and kind of delve into the technology of that sport or the STEM involved and serve both the physical person, the child with the physical literacy component, whatever athletic pursuit, but also the cognitive development associated with STEM and technology.
When I was in middle school, I was on the bot-ball team.
Oh, nice.
You were.
That's awesome.
Don't really talk about that much, but I was during my time. I all of a sudden I was in class and during like AutoCAD, and I thought, well, this would be kind of cool.
Right.
And we went to SIUE and it was a really great competition. It was about our robot wasn't kicking soccer balls. It was just collecting colored balls and it was sorting them. But it was still the idea of it because it's really unique once you get your hands on something like that, especially now with AI revolutionizing things and just really doing some great stuff software, not chat-wise, but software perspective. You're seeing this new perception of reality for these students. Like it's a fourth dimension once you really invest into that and you see the work paying off.
Right.
I think that's, and I think Emily could chime in and support this. But it's our, the trajectory of our economy and our society with information technology, with STEM, with this is the new economy. It's important for our young people to be exposed to that. To gain a facility and a comfort level with it, to demystify STEM and technology and some of the jobs, the majors, if you will, at the college level, but also careers in STEM. It's important to demystify as soon as possible. We
100%.
At SALT, we like to say that children are wet clay on a potter's wheel. They're so moldable and shapeable, but at that young age, they're willing to try new things and be exposed. We need to take advantage of that and to mold that vessel, to hold, in character and resilience and a willingness to try new things, that growth mindset that we want to develop in our children. That's kind of the overarching theme of a program like this, is to expose kids for the sheer benefit of the exposure, with the hope that some children will fall in love with the soccer and the robotics. But it's also just about the exposure and the growth associated with it.
Right. And it's just that critical thinking component, too, that's just,
Absolutely.
So many times I always thought that was just such a buzzword. I used to get so mad over that. But critical thinking is so important anymore. Right. And we're getting, it seems like for a while we kind of got away from really pursuing critical thinking in a lot of our infrastructure and education. But now with programs like this, you aren't looking at this worksheet figuring out, well, I have the answer. Why did I get to this answer? Right. Even though I know 2 + 2 is 4, I still got to draw it out. We don't need to do that. We can critical think and solve problems that are actual real world problems that we're going to encounter. Right.
I mean, realistically.
This is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, we've been able to go, last year we were funded to go partner with the Head Starts in the area. Oh, yeah. And we took a preschool robotics set. So a little bit different from what we're using. What? These are more wooden blocks, and it's literal block programming where you're putting together the instructions to make a code. You build up this cute little, it's like a Melissa and Doug wooden robot, build it up, and then you scan the code, tell the robot what to do, press play. And then the kids are real-time debugging. Well, it didn't do what I told it to. Well, let's go back and look at your code. What's wrong? Oh, it says spin around first. Let me move that, redo it, rescan it. And these are, 3-year-olds through 7-year-olds.
Well, and it's going through this craze. Like in Jerseyville, they're doing this really cool thing. Do you know about it? They're teaching agricultural drone stuff. So, I mean, they're teaching how to fly drones and how to use AI to code to see what water or what type of soil and terrain. It's wonderful stuff.
Yeah, I have to say, CJ, given the opportunity to be here and on your show and sharing with our the community, there's 2 benefits to this program, and it's so appropriate to be on the show. One of the things that we know is happening in our community. That's a real concern. There's a walk, I think, that's scheduled.
Tomorrow at noon.
Against gun violence. And I was reading an article from RiverBender, and I think it was a Mr. Barham that talked about children don't have safe places to play or things to do to occupy themselves. This is one of the ancillary purposes or benefits of a program like this. It's leveraging, because the soccer court, that's where we're going to be doing the skills and drills with the university soccer players right next to the middle school. That's why we built it next to the middle school. But we're also not only exposing them to that safe place, but we're also giving them something to do, both physically and cognitively, and fun.
Right.
It's an engaging marriage of the two.
And see, it justifies, because you're 100% right about that. And the other point to that, and Lee's been on the show, and we've talked about this before, is, it seems like it's such a snowball mentality, and especially middle school and stuff like that, when we're really kind of developing and seeing who we are in life. Once you get that one friend that goes, hey, did you guys see that that robot stuff that's happening? You might get one or two kids that go, that's dumb, I'm not doing that. Well, it prevents it. But when you create an environment with coaches from different colleges and you're bringing in all these different people, you're creating a community within itself.
That's the key word.
Right. You can't throw an event out there or throw a program and say, we want you to come. You have to put the components in to make them want to be a part of the neighborhood, make them want to be a part of that community.
You're creating community. Once we get the ball rolling, if you will, or, I like to say the breakaway torque.
Yeah.
We get the object moving across the plane. It'll take less force to keep it moving.
Right.
There'll be a gravitational pull,
An object
hopefully.
In motion.
Yes. There'll be a gravitational pull that will bring other children into our programming. And then, like as I've said, and Emily and I were talking about it, we're limited by our imagination in terms of what other physical activities. It could be basketball. It could be softball. It can be football, American football.
Yeah.
It could be tennis. Whatever physical pursuit is the fun and the physical literacy component. And then we marry that to some, cognitive component to serve the whole child.
I just love this. And Emily, before we take a break and come back, if you could, fill us in on just some of what the overall center does each and every day, just for the overall region, for the university too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're located in Science East. We're on the first floor. We're open to the public. If you are a former student, current student, if you made the misfortunate choice of choosing another university for your undergraduate, I'm an alma mater, of course, that's my alma mater. So, but
they went to SIUE. Or SIUC.
I did too. I guess we're going to
okay, that's fair then.
Keep it in the system, right? Dental school, medical school, it's all good.
SIU system.
Right, but we have people from all over. We have parents come in that their kids have shown an interest in something STEM related, and so they want to borrow. All of our inventory is located online, and it works just like Amazon. You add it to your cart, tell us when you're picking it up, and we prep it, get it all cleaned up, ready, and then you can have it for up to 2 weeks for free. The only thing we don't give out for free are owl pellets, because we don't want those back. You keep those. So that's a consumable. We charge for those, but everything else is available for free.
What do you say, owl pellets?
Owl pellets, regurgitate from
so
owls.
you can dissect the pellet.
Yeah.
How much different? Take me through the variety of stuff. I mean, you just went from robots to owl pellets.
I mean, that's really what it is, right?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, yeah.
Left turn here.
If I could put the STEM Center on a T-shirt, I think I'd say that, from owl pellets to robots.
That is the commercial.
Right? Exactly.
Soup to nuts.
Soup to nuts, owl pellets to robots. But really, anything that's going to be a benefit to STEM education. So we get grant funding, and we develop a curriculum. We field test it, purchase the equipment. Once the grant is over, the equipment goes in the library. So we have a lot of students that are interested in their local environment. Yeah. They come in for noise meters or soil testers or water testers. We have our own undergraduates and graduate students come in and borrow glassware. The best is when they do the practical for the nursing students. The box of bones goes out, and they look at. We have a articulated human skeleton.
Thanks
in
for
there.
taking those for me.
Yeah, right. We always thought that would be a good way to slowly dispose of a body, right? One bone at a time. Oh, I don't know where you're going. But pretty much anything you need, and anything that would be interesting and helpful. And that's what we're all about, removing barriers to STEM education.
It's so cool. This is incredible.
Isn't it neat?
Well, do you guys have a moment to stick around?
Absolutely.
Sure. Let me take a quick break. We'll come back with more Daily Show next.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey.
I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, 946. 31 temperature is dropping out there. I did not know that. Yeah.
Harsh.
Yeah.
You know,
snowing.
was it snowing? It was snowing pretty good.
It's snowing.
It's snowing good.
If it was cold, we'd get it to stick. That's for sure today, but it ain't going to happen. It was still fun.
Yeah, right? It's March.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Midwest, the Midwest.
Midwest, Illinois. That's what we
all 4 seasons in one day.
Born and raised here. I'm so used to it.
Getting back into this conversation and really just this really great program, when does it start?
We are starting, let's see, the March 19th, I believe, and we're running 6 weeks.
Okay. Is it weekly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, every Wednesday in the evening.
And where's the meetup point? Is it at the...
We'll be at the middle school, and as I said, the soccer component will be down at the mini pitch. We'll do skills and drills with the kids, covering some of the fundamentals of soccer, and that can then be translated into the STEM component with the robotics, and how those motions are replicated through the robot.
I love it. This is so cool. And now, I need you to open up your hearts and maybe a checking account or two. Because we can help this program grow. And I really do mean this, because STEM's not going anywhere, STEAM's not going anywhere, AI's not going anywhere, none of this stuff's going anywhere, like you said. It's the new economy, and it's the way it's going to be, and you got to just kind of adapt to it, because if you don't, 20 years from now, you're going to be lost. It's just the way it's going. So how can we support something like this? The more that we can get our young children involved with STEM and learning about these different components, if you can code in preschool, I think you'll be just fine by college. How can we help support this seriously? Is there grants that we can obtain from various resources and townships? Is it private donations that could fund this? What really drives something like this?
So we're currently limited by staffing and by equipment.
Okay.
The STEM Center has 15 robots, and so I've booked them out in our system for the entire duration of this program. That means that the classroom teachers that would use them, or the area youth groups, the YWCA, YMCA would normally come in and borrow these robots. They can't. Those are booked into ours. So if we could have a classroom set that just is used for Cougar Kitbox. We also want to expand outside of Alton. We have some interest from Jackie Joyner Kersey Center. We have a couple of different school districts. The STEM Center partners with about 55 different school districts. So there with chances to expand this program. We are, it's myself and my colleague Andrea, who is the grant writer for this, and she's been churning out grant applications.
That is an art
form.
form.
Yeah, she's very talented.
It is.
And she's a soccer fan, which is great, because a lot of times Damian will throw out names. They'll be like, that sounds super. And Andrea's like, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Dr. Andrea is Brazilian, so she is I always say she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs soccer fan. She loves soccer, and so when we get together, we spin a yarn on all, the global soccer. And Emily's like, okay, whenever you guys are finished,
yep,
we'll
no
get
problem.
Do you got any way to program that robot to tell me what the hell happened to Man United this year? Do you know how much money I have lost on betting on Manchester United this year? I'm telling you what, it's a laughable thing. There
are there are limits to technology. Okay, yeah, that's a mystery.
There's no crystal ball for my problems.
No, sorry.
Okay. Well, I think this is so exciting, Damian, because so many times, and you and I both talked about the train moving. Once you push that train and the wheels start to go a little bit, it gets easier. However, there's always a stick in that railroad track that could derail stuff or push things back. And it seems like you're really a living testament. Just hitting the ground running. You got to keep walking to get something achieved. And this has really grown in the few years you've had this, to the likes of which not a lot of organizations can say they're partnering up with national organizations, international, and partnering up with school districts and universities and teams. That's wonderful.
We have complex, challenging issues, that we're faced as communities, as a society. And they're too big for any one individual, any one administration, any one university system. They're too big. It necessitates collaboration. And so from the off, when I formed SALT in 2019, my approach has always been to try to activate different assets within our community or within the region to collaborate to try to address some of these challenging issues. We're faced with youth violence that's real. If we can find ways to engage our youth in productive, safe and fun activities that are whole child development oriented, that in some small way addresses that. And what an appropriate time as a community, we have the Innovation Center that Alton Works is about to cut the ribbon on. And again, STEM and entrepreneurship and innovation happening right down the street. And we have a youth development program and pilot program that we have every intention of scaling that ties in, seamlessly with what's happening right now in our community with that Innovation Center.
Well, and see, that's where I think you guys are winning here because, so many times the cool thing used to be going and, and messing around and having not the most safe fun. And that's just the way that life was because you saw it glamorized on television and movies and entertainment and all the video games and stuff. But when you created a haven like this, a community that has so much nuance to it, that's innovative with new technology, and there's young people, there's older people, there's coaches and all of this. You are the cool club eventually, where it's not cool to go out and be a problem. It's cool to go and be a part of, the Cougar, bots or what's it called?
Cougar Kitbox.
God dang it! Okay.
So close.
Okay. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. It was the sinus pressure. But you know what I'm saying, though? Because
Absolutely.
It used to be the cool thing. And I think the more that you invest into this and the more that you show kids, hey, this is fun. This is the cool stuff. This is the technology literally of tomorrow that you're with.
We're trying to make it as rich and immersive as possible and check off as many boxes as we can. There's the the physical activity and the fun of the sport, of the play. When you distill sports down to their barest essence, it's simply play, and all children love to play.
Yep.
There's also, as I said, safe spaces where kids can go. Yeah. They feel comfortable, they feel welcome, and kind of, I guess, have belonging there. Yeah. There's also positive relationships and connections, both to one child to another child, but also a child to a caring adult, the mentorship component. So we're checking off as many of the boxes as possible.
And on top of that, when you create that safe space, and, especially being at the pitch and all that, what happens is the folks that are up to no good, they go, I'm staying away from there because I know that X, Y, and Z is going on there, and I know I'm not going to get pulled over because there could be something there. There's a community event going on, and when you see all of that, and you see it that happens in Alton and stuff, just with other events, the problems kind of go away for a little bit, and they go somewhere else. I'm not saying that's how you eliminate them, but that's how you create a safe place, because they know there's a community event going on there, and they being any person that's up to no good, and whatever they want to do in their life. But it keeps that kid safe because they know I'm not messing near Rock Springs today because there's a bunch of people out there.
Well, it's interesting because one of the things when we first opened the mini pitch, I had many conversations when
I'm sure
residents were like, so when do you unlock the storage? I see that there are storage bins for the cones and the balls. When do you unlock those for the kids to use them? I'm like, we don't lock them.
No.
You mean you don't lock them? I'm like, no. That we built this facility for the children, for the community. Right. It would be, counterproductive to lock it. It sends the wrong message. We built this with the specific intent of sending that message that, boys and girls, this is your court.
Right.
This is your space. This is your place to come, to have fun, to engage with your and play with your mates, and any time you want.
Right.
As long as the lights are on and you can, you're able, if it's at night, obviously, as long as the lights are on or during the day, it's there for you. We want to send that message, and that's kind of that subliminal message that you send, that this is a safe space. It is, it is the community space for the kids. Come down here and have fun and use it because we built it for you.
What's SIUE's hope with programs like this and just community outreach and collaboration?
Just to keep, like I said before, removing barriers to STEM education. We want to keep going out there. And one of the most popular outreaches I actually went into Alton West, Alton North, and Alton East last week. I brought our portable planetarium, and just getting to the kids and letting them see things that they may not normally have that experience. And then, like I said, not everybody's going to become an engineer, but they're all going to learn some critical thinking and some problem solving, which is going to serve them in life.
You're so right about that, because, whenever we went to the moon for the first time, and everyone was so fascinated that we could go, and I know there's going to be some guy that goes, we didn't go to the moon. Anyway, that's fine. But my point is, you have to get kids excited about life. And whenever, as a 7-year-old, you're seeing the stars in the sky in your own classroom, or you're being able to build something and see a robot work and talk to you, that gets you excited for life, and because we all have, the home, we all hear the stories that maybe there's not the most supportive or optimistic households, I think is the proper term. But when you guys come in and you go, hey, little Johnny, look what you can do with this. That's what gives that little light bulb to innovation and wanting to be successful and do stuff in life. And that's where I think this is priceless.
I've said many times that once a child discovers their inner voice, that passion, that whether it's athletics or science, when they find something that they're passionate about, and that inner voice is kind of activated, it creates the opportunity for them to share that innermost being with the rest of the world, and it's very powerful.
Yeah.
And to dovetail what Emily was saying about the hope with SIUE, my thought was also to share the resource, the capacity that SIUE as an institution represents here in our community, to activate that capacity and to extend and expand that capacity of talent and knowledge into our community with our children, with our families. That's community. That's the manifestation of community, and SIUE is an important component of this community. And I'd like for the public to see how SIUE is blessing the broader community by engaging its youth in this kind of a creative and fun program. it's a great representation of SIUE and what the institution is about.
How can we sign up?
Well, we have, we've been working with the middle school. We're launching this program as a pilot program with all middle school.
Right.
There is, they have a sign-up sheet that they're going to be distributing, and the program is going to be capped at 30 students.
Okay.
Just to ensure that we have the proper, coach mentor to student ratio.
Yeah. Well, and also flying back to the fact that we are limited by equipment, by staffing.
Hence
so that's all we can do.
The commercial plug for yes.
I was just making sure this darn thing was working. That's where you come in out there.
That was deftly handled on your part. I love the way you set the ball on the tee for us to talk once again about the importance of funding to be able to scale this program. That was deftly handled.
There's always some thoughts going on up there. I just always act like there's nothing going on.
That's a professional.
That's the secret.
CJ, what a professional. Nicely done.
But in all seriousness, what's the phone like? If someone, because we've had this, believe it or not, the gazebo up there. A gentleman in St. Charles was watching the show, and his brother or someone loved gazebos. He made a massive donation up there to get kind of the process going. So if we have someone today that would love to see this next generation of really sports technology and STEM technology and youth innovation, what can they do to reach out to you? Is there a phone number or an email?
I would say get in touch with Damian.
My email is Damian.Jones, DAMIAN.Jones, JONES, at saltyouth.org. Mm-hmm. My mobile is 618-960-4475. If you want to phone me up or send a text just to get more information about the program. But as far as reaching out to the university,
we have the STEM Center's site. I have to look because we just relaunched a new website. No.
You guys have such a big facility. I can see why that would take some time to find. I mean, that's a lot going on at SIU. Right? You happen to be a D1 university.
I mean, we're awesome for a lot of reasons. But yes. But our website is stemcenter.siue.edu, and that's got our full line of our curriculum that's been field tested, downloadable. My favorite, actually, sorry to sideline, but when I started SIUE the week of shutdown for COVID. So imagine being a community engagement specialist, and the community is like, don't engage.
Welcome to the job. Stay at home.
Go away. But so we developed a 40-week curriculum called STEM at Home, where you could participate with your kiddo and do anything that's in your kitchen. And we've got these NGSS aligned, standards aligned experiments that you could do right at your home. So that's probably cool. That was my favorite thing that we did. But yeah, on the site you can find our curriculum, you can find links to our inventory site, and you can find all our contact info.
Wow. It's Wednesday. I forgot about that.
Happy
Lacey
Wednesday.
McDonald's joining us soon. With that being said, we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. But real quick, how did 3 Purple Coats go?
They're doing great.
I had your wife on the show a couple of months ago, and I heard the show went pretty well down there.
Yes, they're doing great. Gangbusters. My sister-in-law Leah.
Yep.
What a wonderful resource. Another resource for the community, blessing children and doing creative things through theater and drama.
Well, and when your wife joined, I had to slip the bird out. I said, I'm going to be honest. Damian saved me on shin guards. I said he wouldn't want me to brag about him, but he came in clutch for CJ.
Of course.
With that,
we aim to please.
Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us.
We are rolling around to top of the hour. No top of the hour news in the 10 o'clock. I am behind today. We got Lacey McDonald for her History 100 Years Ago segment where we go into the time machine, and then we got OSF Healthcare, and then our partnership with Centerstone resumes at 10:30. You stay there. I'll stay here on this busy Tuesday.